When I moved back to Finland, I thought I was going home. But home turned out to be the coldest place I've ever known. They said I wasn't Finnish enough to work here. So I decided to show them just how foreign success can look. If you've ever been underestimated, rejected, or made to feel like an outsider, hit that like button and subscribe. Because today, you're about to hear how one man turned humiliation into an ice-cold revenge that shook his entire city. I was born in Finland, but I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. Seattle wasn't just home, it was where I built my life. A six-figure salary, good friends, the feeling that I belonged. When my parents retired and moved back to Finland in 2018, I thought, why not me too? I was tired of being alone in the US. I wanted my family, my roots, a slower life. I didn't know I was trading comfort for a storm. When I arrived in Helsinki, I felt like a tourist with the wrong passport. I spoke English, fluently, Swedish, conversationally, but Finnish, not a word. Still, I had a master's degree, experience, and optimism. That optimism didn't last long. Every job application became a brick wall. Emails that began with, "We regret to inform you," piled up like snow outside my apartment window. Employers didn't care that I was Finnish by blood. To them, I was just another foreigner. After a year of applying, I finally landed a job. Entry level. Half my old salary. But I told myself, at least it's something. That job lasted just long enough for me to breathe again, before the company downsized. A cold December letter ended my last shred of stability. Now, I was jobless. In the world's happiest country. It's funny how silence becomes a kind of torture. When you stop hearing from people. When your savings slip away like sand through your fingers. When even your own countrymen look at you like a stranger. I remember one job interview vividly. The hiring manager, a sharp suit, slick hair, and that smug Nordic calm, flipped through my resume. He smirked. "You Americans think you can just move here and take jobs from us, don't you?" That was the moment something inside me broke. Not in anger, not yet, but in resolve. I left that office knowing one thing. If they wouldn't give me a place in Finland, I'd make one. I decided to stop applying for jobs. Instead, I built one. See, back in Seattle, I'd worked in software project management. So I used my experience and my frustration to build something that Finland desperately lacked. An online English-language freelance network connecting Nordic startups with remote English-speaking professionals abroad. In other words, I created the exact opposite of what those employers had rejected me for. If they thought I didn't belong in their companies, I'd make my own company, one that didn't need them. I worked out of my 28-square-meter studio. Coding tutorials in one tab, Finnish grammar in another, coffee pot always half empty. 3 months later, I had my prototype. 6 months later, my first paying clients, ironically, from Finnish startups struggling to hire locals. They didn't know the man behind the platform was the same foreigner they had once laughed out of the interview room. My platform took off faster than I ever imagined. By the end of the first year, it was featured in a local tech magazine. The article called it a new lifeline for Finnish companies during the talent shortage. And guess who reached out after reading it? That same hiring manager who once told me I didn't belong. He wanted to partner with my company. I agreed to meet him at a cafe downtown. He didn't recognize me at first, until I smiled. "Funny, isn't it?" I said. "Last time we met, you told me Americans shouldn't take Finnish jobs. Now," I leaned forward, "you're asking me to create them." He froze. The silence that followed felt like justice made audible. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I simply said, "We're not interested." And I walked away. That's the thing about revenge. It doesn't always need to scream. Sometimes it just needs to walk away first. Today, I run my platform full-time. I work remotely, with my clients, my rules, my worth. And every time I get a message from a foreigner who found work through my company, I remember the day I was told I didn't belong. That humiliation became my fuel. And that rejection became the first brick in my own empire. They wanted me to fail. Instead, I built something they couldn't ignore. Sometimes, revenge isn't about hurting those who hurt you, it's about showing them you never needed their approval to begin with. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me, what's the sweetest revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe, because more real stories of betrayal and poetic justice are coming every week.